Okay, hello. Welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30 or about well, I'm going to call this the 9:30 update, all right? Because by the time it's up and everything, it'll be 9:30. But it is April 28th, 2021, and I finally did get my vaccine today. I got the single. Well, I can maybe make a separate video about that, but if I'm feeling a little tired, I think I get mainly just a sore arm and feeling a little tired. But basically, the only effects so far that I'm getting, and I did get the Johnson and Johnson vaccine. But let's talk about this weather. I'm glad I did because I wouldn't have to deal with the two shots. But anyway, let's talk about the weather because this is a weather update, and you clearly see what's going on here. Look at how much cooler Long Island is compared to the city, parts of the city, and New Jersey, especially. New Jersey still in the upper 70s to around 80 right now in Tom's River. Absolutely unbearable for April to see this kind of heat. And in New York City, you can see temperatures around 70 degrees, but most all of New Jersey is sweltering right now. Temperatures in the up. The minute you get east of the Hudson, it gets cooler. And even the city in the mid 60s. We are here on Long Island right now, mid 60s in the middle of Nassau County. South Shore a little cooler with upper 50s. Moving further east, you got temperatures around 60. Obviously, cooler temperatures on the South Shore and the East End. And it's really cool out in Montauk where it's only 50 degrees. So you can sort of see where this backdoor cold front is kind of setting up kind of over us right now. And that's going to be the focus of some showers and thunderstorms, which we already have out there. So we're going to take a look at some of the high temperatures today. This is the other site here. I'll throw the dew point in here too. And you can see, wow, got a wind gust up to 25 miles an hour from the northeast. So you can already see these northeast winds starting to set up. That's your backdoor cold front right there. Dew points generally in the 50s, so it's a little humid out there. But then when we move it into New Jersey, you will see that it gets a lot worse. Still reporting 80 degrees in Freehold right now. And it's more humid there, too. So we're going to go over the high temperatures, though, because this is where really things were really interesting today when it comes to these high temperatures. So let's put this on the map here. So you can see here, middle of the island, we got to around 80 degrees. Areas on the North Shore got into the low 80s. So you see you got some low 80s up here, 83 in Locust Valley, 84 in Great Neck, and right here in Mineola we got up to around 80 degrees. And then as you go toward the South Shore, highs were in the 70s, and then right on the South Shore you only had highs in the 60s. Looking at the airports, Farmingdale got up to 73. Islip got up to 73. Brookhaven Airport got up to 75. West Hampton got up to 72. So even out east, they got into the 70s. But if you go into the Forks, you can see it was only in the 60s there. Now making our way into the city here. Let's see what they got up to. We have 84 at LaGuardia, 73 at JFK, 83 at Central Park. 85 in, I think that's Jersey City. But then when you really start cranking up the heat as you get into New Jersey, let's see. Let's get this to load. Come on. I don't know why you got to be so slow. 86 at Teterboro. 88 at Newark. 88 at Newark. Almost 90 degrees. But it gets even worse than that because as you go further south into the hell that is the state of New Jersey, you will see highs are getting closer to 90 degrees. And here we are in Tom's River. 91. Hit 91 at Miller Air Park today in the west of Tom's River. 88 in downtown. Not much of a sea breeze. Even Seaside Heights got up to 85 there. Hell. 91. Ignore this 101. That's not being accurately reported. But 91 at Coyle Field, which is near Bass River. 93 being reported in North Tom's River. So absolutely brutal in Tom's River today. Absolutely just hellish. When we go further south now, and getting these high temperatures up here, you can see here. Let's take a look at what Atlantic City Airport got up to today. 89. Almost 90 degrees pretty much. 93 in Vineland. That's just brutal for April. That's just unheard of for April. 90 in Philadelphia. So, I mean, this is very, very unusual to see in April, to see this kind of heat. And it was very, very hot across the area. We can look at some sample underground observations too. I'm not going to do that because it's just going to take a lot of time. But we'll go ahead and look at a few of them. We'll look at the Carl Place one. All right. So I'll show you how it was today in the middle of Nassau County. Gives you a nice little graph. So you can see the temperatures really started soaring, and they peaked around 3 o'clock where we got to around 80. But then look at that when the sea breeze came in around 3:30 and went from 78. You can see that, but there it went from 78, and then look at that, dropped to 68 in an hour when the sea breeze came in. You look at that really quick drop there, and then you can really see the sea breeze come in right there. If you look right in the middle of your screen there's the sea breeze right there. Very interesting to see that. How that happened, and it just came in right around 3:30. Mineola got it too, and even I was out during too. It wasn't all that bad really, even here, even in Williston Park, which is where I got my shot. But luckily CVS and Williston Park. Well, we'll talk about. I don't know if I'm going to make a video about it. I mean, I don't know. All this other stuff that I got to talk about. We're going to look at a couple of other stations to show you what it was like. Let's go look and see if Glen Cove. The Glen Cove is another hot place on Long Island. So let's take a look and see how hot it was in Glen Cove today. So we've got a lot to talk about. It's going to be a long weather update because it's very unusual to see what was going on. So let's see happening in Glen Cove. So they got well into the mid 80s there in Glen Cove. Very hot, almost as hot as Jersey. Not quite though, not quite. Still didn't hit 90. But you can see even they got a sea breeze around 4, and that dropped them down to 72. So you can see, again, the effects of the sea breeze on Long Island, which is, I guess, again, it's a great thing to have. So now let's look at Wantaw now. You can find a station in Wantaw. We'll use this one here. Actually, let's use this station right here, 61. This is Belmore. We'll use Belmore. All right. So let's take a look and see what it was like in Belmore. Again, and I'm sure it was a lot cooler there. They didn't see 80 degrees. So you could see there, you didn't see the temperatures dive too much. It got near 70 around 2 o'clock, and then it dived into the mid-60s there with the sea breeze. But then it jumped back up again, and then it dived again. So it's kind of interesting how that happened. But again, very interesting to see that kind of effect there versus when you go into a place like Tom's River, which is we're going to look at here in this too in a minute. Let's just head a little further out east and see how the Pine Barrens did in Ridge. Let's go over here. All right, we'll do Ridge. Let's see how it was there today. So again, yeah, well, that station is malfunctioning. There's no way it got that hot. It didn't get up to 88. That station is malfunctioning. Let's get another one. There's no way it got that hot out there. Let's try this one, Lake Panamoka. This is around where we were hiking, so let's try that. We did our last hike around there. So let's see. Hopefully this one is more accurate. Yeah, this one is more representative. Still got close to 80 there, so they were inland enough to get close to 80. But then you could see the effect of the sea breeze knocking the temperatures down. Actually, not as dramatic as here, but you could still see the effect of the sea breeze knocking the temperatures down, which is really impressive. And definitely impressive to see. But of course, if you were right at the beach, boy, you really had it made. So if you were like in Long Beach, for instance, right on the beach right here. I don't know why it says North Lynbrook. I don't know why. That's not, unless it's misplaced. Maybe it's misplaced. No, it says Long Beach here. So let's see what they were today. So you could see, oh man, they were only in the low 60s. So right at the beach, boy, you were really getting some nice, comfortable breezes there right at the beach. But like I said, it really wasn't too bad in the middle of the island compared to what you deal with in New Jersey, where it's still upper 70s. It's still brutal there. It's a very muggy, warm night in Tom's River right now. And if we look at one of the Holiday City, Berkeley, which is right around that real desert-like area there, let's take a look and see how it was there today, because really just unbelievabably hot. So look at this. Yeah, near 90 most of the day. Mid-80s around noon, and then they just hung out around 90. And look, and you can see how the temperature did not drop at all. It dropped very slowly. So this is what I mean. How could I ever survive in New Jersey? I don't see how I could ever survive there. It's just too hot. If you like the heat, that's great, but I can't deal with that kind of heat. It will make me so sick. It won't be funny. All right. So that is, even if you're in. I mean, I'm somebody. What, I got to hibernate all day, every day in the summer. That's how bad it is there. It's just very hot there, and I've explained to you why it's so hot there. It's just the heat just gets built up, and it's very, very hot over here. Very hot place. So let's take a look and see what's going on. We'll get to the thunderstorms in a minute here because we do have some severe thunderstorms out there as well. I want to see if there were any records broken today as far as... no, I don't think there were any records broken today. I'm not sure. This was current temperatures as of 2 p.m. I don't know if any records were broken today. I really don't know. I don't think there were any records broken. But let's see if there were any records broken here. If there's anything here. Let's see if there is anything here. Okay, Summer Lake. Atlantic City did set a new record. So here you go. Here's the highs. I don't know why our weather service didn't put up a thing, but Atlantic City 89 broke the record of 88. So only one record broken, but it's very, very hot there in that area. Very, very hot. Very, just unbelievably brutal. So anyway, we're going to talk about the thunderstorms now because we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. Well, it looks like it might have finally been dropped. There was a cell up in this area, so let's pull up the radar here. And it was this cell right here that did have a warning. I think they just dropped it. This could wind up, there's another group, there's a couple of cells here that look like they could be heading for the east end. So we're going to have to keep an eye on those. They might wind up hitting the east end. And then this other one right here. Not producing a ton of lightning, as you can see. Not really much lightning at all with these. Nothing showing up on the lightning detection at all whatsoever. But what we have right now is a front that's actually sitting over our area right now. So you can see this front is, and when we pull up the temperatures, let me look at Ventus Sky. You can clearly see this actually shows up very well on here. You can see where this front is. We have this backdoor front that's sort of draped, that's kind of just stalled out over us, right like this. So it's like this. It's just stalled pretty much like that. Actually, it's a little, whoops, let me clear that out. That's not quite, whoa. Stop it. All right, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I gotta do this. It's sort of like this. You know, so you can see how it's cooler over here. We got the cooler and more northeasterly winds and more onshore winds. I mean, it's not like it's cool, but compared to what they're dealing with in Jersey right now, just baking. Because again, they've got these killer west winds that have just traveled over nothing but land, just gathering heat and just baking this whole area, particularly this area right here, Trenton, Toms River, that area right there, just unbelievable amount of heat that they're dealing with right now over there, and you know, it's just unbelievable to see this in April. Just another sign of climate change. I don't know why they haven't put. So this was the thunderstorm warning. It was for this area here, but I think it is expired because if you look at the radar now, I don't see the box up here anymore. So I think they've finally taken that severe thunderstorm warning down. You can see the radar here. There are other radar here that the Weather Service has, and it's horrible though. I can never load this radar. It just doesn't work. I'm not even gonna bother. We just have this radar, and that's the one we're gonna have to use. But again, these cells are weakening, but they could, again, we'll just use this radar here to get an idea of where they're moving. So it's possible that, and this is the now, and then it goes into the future radar here, and it actually does have the North Shore getting hit with some showers and thunderstorms. So we'll have to see if they hold together or not. Probably not, but again, you know, we can be surprised sometimes, you know. But anyway, let's talk about what we have coming our way. And obviously, when you're looking at this GFS here, you see you've got this ridge off the east coast here, the Atlantic Ridge, and you can see the way the ice bars are shaped. It's like a west-southwest wind. And as we move into tomorrow, you'll see that we have this front that's kind of draped over us that I just showed you. And it's going to kind of sit there, a little wave of low pressure riding along it tomorrow, and then the actual cold front comes through tomorrow night, and we have this low that will deepen along that front, and then it looks like we have some instability in the air and very strong winds on Friday. And then we're still dealing with some of those strong winds on Saturday, northwest winds. And then we see another front try to make it through on Sunday. And then we're going to deal with more unsettled weather, I think, to start for next week again, with a number of low pressure systems coming our way as we go into May. So taking a closer look, let's go to the HRRR now. And this is the 0Z run, and this is all I've got of it. So we'll have to look at what we have on this one right now. So looking at tonight, you can see it kind of brushes our area with those storms, but otherwise we're dry. And then tomorrow, it looks like it could wind up being a rainy day tomorrow. We didn't think it was gonna be a rainy day, but we have this front sitting over us. It's stalled out, so we're gonna have a couple of showers move through in the late morning hours, and then perhaps some more develop toward the evening. This would be with the cold front, but you can see it actually has some breakaway showers over here moving through. It could be a shower or even a thunderstorm with this, again, for your tomorrow night. Let's... It's annoying I don't have any more than that. We can look at the 8. We can go to the previous run to get an idea. It doesn't look like it's developing a solid score line. I do not see a V here. So there's no V in the isobars, so that means less likelihood of severe weather. This cold front won't be as sharp, but you can certainly see the tightness of those isobars as we head into Friday. So that means wind. And it'll feel much cooler and refreshing compared to what we've been dealing with, especially for folks in New Jersey. We can also get the NAM3 as well with this front. We only have the 18Z for that, but we can look at that as well. And you can see that cluster of showers and thunderstorms that we would get in the morning, and then another cluster later on. But the NAM looks pretty scattered with this, so maybe not a rainy day. I shouldn't have said that, but it's definitely going to be rain. I think where most places are going to see some rainfall. Won't be a ton of rainfall, though. If we look at the total accumulated precipitation, depending on where the showers hit, in thunderstorms, maybe you see 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch, but it depends. It's hit or miss. It all depends on where they hit, and we just, that's hard to say exactly where they're going to hit. This is what the NAM has drawn up, but it could be very different. So I'm going to go back to the HRRR here, and I'm going to go back to the, and this is the HRRR, by the way, out to 0Z. This is again the old run. If I meant the new run, if I go to the old run, you could see a similar idea from the HRRR that it would be a scattered rain event that we would have for tomorrow. So let's go to the current HRRR. Actually, I'll use the old one. That's fine, because I'm going to need to go further so we can look at the temperatures as we get past tomorrow. So you can clearly see the borderline here. And we have this backdoor cold front, but it does get pushed back out tomorrow, so the warm air will surge back, but we're going to have plenty of cloud cover, so it's not going to have a chance to get beyond probably the 70s. But maybe if you're in part of New Jersey, you might see 80 degrees. And then the front comes through, and you can watch this heat get squashed as we head into Friday. Gets pushed offshore, and then for Friday, we have highs generally into the mid-60s with that strong wind. And also, the other thing to note will be the dew points, too. If we look at the dew points on here, you can see the humidity in here, too, as well. And this also shows the wind very nicely. So you can see the humidity. And, again, a little less humidity over Long Island. You see that humid air over Jersey. And it gets pretty humid over there. It gets pretty juicy. As we headed, the front itself is not going to be a sharp frontal passage, so it's going to take its time and probably not really start seeing relief until after midnight tomorrow night. And we see these dew points temperatures start dropping as the drier air starts coming in on Friday. A couple of other parameters that we'll look at in the Ventus sky. We can also look at the Ventus sky as well for tomorrow as well. Look at a couple of other parameters. So this is tomorrow, Ventus sky. This is noon. So you can see sea breeze on Long Island. Not going to be too bad, but at Tom's River, you're probably going to see 80 degrees again. And it's going to be brutal again for especially the southern half of New Jersey. And then later on, you can still see the wind is southwest even at 6. At 11 p.m., finally you start to see the front come to us. This is a slow, it's not going to be a sharp front, so that's why there's probably not going to be a severe weather threat. I'll look at the Storm Prediction Center anyway, but let's go to the thunderstorms here and look and see if there's not much cape, and there really isn't very much at all. So not really much, which is what you need for severe weather. But we may have some more lifted index stuff. So we do have some lifted index at 8, so that means that we will have the lifting in the atmosphere to produce thunderstorms. But I think the main issue with thunderstorms is just going to be heavy rain. Generally, that's what it looks like as we deal with this thunderstorm chance for tomorrow. So I'm going to move this over to the Storm Prediction Center, and we'll go ahead and look and see if they've put, now obviously severe weather in the south once again. You know, that's not a local thing. Obviously, this happens every year. This is something that happens every year with the severe weather. It looks like Texas, which isn't all that unusual for this time of the year to see that. This is Tornado Alley over here, by the way, so I'm sure that there will be some more tornadoes. But we're looking mainly at the threat for tomorrow and seeing if we have, this is the day 2 convective outlook, and it looks like, yeah, the marginal risk doesn't really come that close to our area. Maybe Philadelphia is the closest. So we probably won't see severe weather tomorrow, but it could be a thunderstorm with heavy rain, maybe some lightning and stuff like that. So let's get back to the models and let's take a look and see what is going to happen once we get this mess out of here and we start looking ahead to the weekend. All right. So let's go to the temperatures here on the GFS. And you see the wind. It will be breezy on Friday. Probably not high wind warning criteria, but it will be breezy. I'll put the wind in here. You see, not really high wind warning criteria. It'll just be breezy. I mean, not even wind advisory criteria. You know, it'll just be breezy. It won't be. So once we get past Friday, the cooler air, Saturday will be a little cooler. Highs generally around 60 degrees. All right, and then we get into Sunday, and we see that warmth build back, and we'll be watching to see how hot it gets in Jersey again. And you can see this looks like you can see where the cold front is and how it is stalled out just to our north on Sunday. And then if I move it into next week, you can sort of see that we're going to be dealing with stall front syndrome next week. And you can see the dramatic differences between the cool air off to the north and east and the hot air. I mean, Montauk could be 48, Toms River could be 85. That's the kind of setup you're going to have on Tuesday. And, of course, with the stall front, you're going to have the unsettled weather, the rain chances. So next week is going to suck, it looks like, with stall front syndrome back in the picture. I hate stall front syndrome. You know that. But what are you going to do? So let's go look at the clouds as we head into, so obviously tomorrow, not much sun. Friday, maybe we'll see some sun in the afternoon. Saturday, I think, is our best day. I think Saturday is going to be a nice day. And then Sunday, we'll see more of these clouds come in. But Saturday looks like a pretty nice day right now. GFS has us fairly clear. I can look at the NAM3. I don't think it's really going to take us out that far. It does take us out to Friday. So Friday, I think we might have a decent amount of sun to start, and then we'll see that instability cumulus build later on. But we can also look at the RGM as well. This is the RGM model in RGM. You can see that instability cloudiness. It would be Saturday. I think that would wind up being a pretty nice day across the area. Light winds. I don't think we'll see too much wind. Let's see what the wind will be. Light northwest winds to start, and then maybe going over to the southwest later on in the afternoon. But it should be a very nice day on Saturday, for sure. I'll refresh this radar one more time, and then we're going to wrap up this weather update here. So, yeah, you can see these storms have already fallen apart. Got little cells around Yonkers, so it could be some heavy rain, maybe a flash of lightning. This cell's right now over the North Fork as we speak. And again, there's not much lightning with this. It's just going to be a downpour. But we'll have to watch for the chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Nothing severe, but, just bring the umbrella. Be prepared for a stray shower or thunderstorm. Won't be raining all day. But we should improve things by Friday. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.